Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Crafting Adventures with Amy. So today's video is going to be about Pete's Blankets of Hope. And I know that, I'll put my leg up. I know that I've shared information and stuff I've made for this foundation before. It is local to me, so I'll be doing a lot more for them. I can bring it right to their house to donate blankets, so I'll be doing a lot more, and I'll be doing a lot more videos to show what I've made for them. Now, a few months ago, people put on there, they have a Facebook page, Pete's Blankets of Hope, and it's a 501c3 Minnesota-based foundation, and their mission is to offer cancer patients support, comfort, and hope by donating crocheted blankets, and their vision is to positively impact the lives of those battling cancer. The couple, and I can never remember both their names. I know the wife's name is Sandy. I don't remember the husband's name now, but their son's name was Pete. That's why it's called Pete's Blankets of Hope. And Pete passed away of a form of cancer. And they do have a web page as well, and that's on their Facebook page. You can find that information. But it's, I'm sure it's just Pete's Blankets of Hope. I've been on it many a times. I just don't remember exactly what the website URL is. But it is on their Facebook page. So it tells you the story about Pete. Well, his name was Peter, not just Pete, but they shortened it for the foundation. So a little while ago, people can ask on the Facebook page, not the Facebook page, the web page, you can request a certain blanket for someone or for yourself that's going through cancer. And I know I've talked about this before. And so I'm going to jump all over the place here. I made a special request blanket, and it was for the bears. And on the blanket it says D-A, and then bears. It was a corner-to-corner blanket. I already gave it to them. Sandy and her husband came to my house here and picked it up. I just want to get the blankets to the people as soon as I can, because you never know what stage of cancer or how bad it is. So you want to get it to them as soon as you can. So I messaged them and said that I had it done. And they said, well, can we come and pick it up? We're going away on a trip and we want to get it taken care of before that. So I said, absolutely. So they came to my house, my husband, our house, and they picked it up. Now I'm going to pause 1 second here. I'm going to put in a picture. Sandy asked if we could take a picture together, me and her. So I'm going to pause here, and I'm going to put a picture of me and Sandy together, and then my husband and her husband holding up the blanket. So those are going to be put in right here. Okay, I'm sure they're put in. I'll split the video and I'll be putting them in there. So it turned out to be a really, really big blanket. Now we never know. I never know who it's going to. But all of a sudden I got a message one day from Sandy in Facebook Messenger from the person that got the blanket messaged Sandy and asked her to forward the message to me. And it makes me feel so good just to have gotten this message. And the person that got it said that I got a picture of him and his wife and the blanket. He asked her to share it with me, and that he loves the blanket. Now I'm not going to put that picture in here because I can't put his face out there. You know, it's for privacy reasons, and he just asked for it to be shared with me. But it made me feel so good. It's a picture of them sitting on a couch or in a chair, a couch together, and the blanket is laying over both of them, and this guy was going to be going in for surgery the Tuesday after the picture. Now I haven't heard anything more, and I probably never will, because that's not how it works. But it just made me feel, it just warms your heart when you get something like that. And that's why we do this. That's why I do this, is just to help other people. Okay, so this past week I got a piece of mail, something in the mail, and I didn't have any clue who it was from or anything. Well, here when I opened it up, I could tell it was from, I'm not going to show it up there because I don't have my address too. I could tell it was handwritten, you know, address and stuff on there. It wasn't like printed from a, you know, junk mail company. And in it, I happened to get a thank you card. Cover my face. Maybe not. There it comes. Yeah, isn't that just a neat card? Now, it's from a different person that I made a special request blanket for. And they just said, thank you for the beautiful and truly amazing blanket you knitted. Well, it was crocheted, but we don't judge people on that. It's so big and awesome, and they truly love it. They're going to be, I don't want to put a lot out there what it is. They're going to be using it all winter. And thank you again. Great job. So this is just another, it's just fun to get a little bit of the recognition, you know, for making, not that we have to get it, but it was just, it really meant a lot to get this surprise, you know, card in the mail for that blanket. Okay, now I'm going to show, well, I'm going to talk about when they came to pick up that blanket, the Cubs one, there's I had two other blankets ready for them. And I asked them if they'd take them with them, and they said, absolutely. I will put in, I'm going to talk about one, and then I'll pause and put a picture in. Because I don't have them to show you, but Sandy does a video when they get so many blankets, or once a week she does a video and puts it on YouTube, just showcasing all the blankets that they've gotten. And these two blankets were in that video. So in the picture of the blanket, you'll see, you know, like an arrow thing, because I paused the video and just took a screenshot with my phone. So the one I did with block stitch pattern. I have the pictures on my iPad here, so I'm kind of going to, you know, I'm looking at them as I talk a little bit here. But it was a block stitch one, made with a block stitch, and it kind of looks Christmassy, but it's got tan, red, white, and green in it. And actually, I'm not sure if it was white or a cream color. But it kind of looked Christmassy. But so I did that one, and they took that one with them, and it was made just with acrylic yarn. And I used a block stitch tutorial, crochet tutorial from Daisy Cottage Designs on YouTube. So I'm just kind of putting that out there. That's what I used for that blanket. The next one that they took with, I used blanket yarn because I have a ton of blanket yarn here. And they said absolutely for blanket yarn. So I used, it's a gray and kind of a brownish gray, and then kind of a cream color. And I just did the Suzette stitch, where you do single, double in one stitch, and then you skip a stitch. And you do that all the way across. You end in a single crochet. You chain one, and then you start the next row with a single, double in the stitch, and then skip one. And it was really a fun way to use the blanket yarn up. Well, not all of it up, but I used some of it. And I have some bright colors too, so I'm going to make some more with blanket yarn. When they came that day to pick up the blankets, she had messaged me and asked if I needed some yarn, or if I wanted some yarn, or I don't remember if she asked if I need, or I think she asked if I wanted some yarn. And so I don't need any, you know, because I have plenty of yarn here, but I think she really wanted to share some yarn for me to make another blanket for them, and that was totally fine. And so I have that blanket. Now I'll show you some blankets. She brought enough blankets, yarn for 2 blankets. The one bag of yarn I used all of it, and some of it was regular 4-ply yarn and some of it was 3, and she said that she just holds the 3-ply together for 2 of them to make a 4-ply yarn. So that's what I did. Now I used a pattern from Ophelia Talks. It's Ophelia Talks crochet on YouTube, and it was called the Container Square Blanket Tutorial. And I'm gonna stand up here and show it to you. It's really big. They like and want really big blankets, because a lot of the people they give these blankets to are adults, and you know, they want to cover up with them maybe when they're in treatment or just at home if they're really cold, and they like to cover up with them just to remind them that somebody, you know, made something special for them. So here is the first blanket. You have to excuse I'm just in just daycare clothes, so. But here's this one here. It's kind of hard to see the pattern, but you can see it in this one. The pattern. And then here's another row of it. And then another row. Now this one here is where I held 2 colors together, and I just kept going. With the 2 colors, I just kept adding another of those 2 colors together. And then here's another row. Ooh, yeah, it just keeps going and going. Now I think I just did a single or maybe a half double crochet. I like half double crochet on a border if you're just doing a plain border. So yeah, it just has a plain border on it. And she does a really neat way of joining the squares. And I've kind of been doing that to join some of the sections I've made for Warm Up America now, because it leaves a nice, see that bump there? Yeah, see that there? But yet then on the back, it's just flat. There's no ridge on there. The back is flat. Now it's kind of tedious because you've got to go to both sides. It's just kind of tedious. If you want to see it more, you'll have to go look it up and watch it. But it really makes a nice border, a nice way to join them together. I can't talk, you know, and you get going on these videos, and then you end up not being able to talk after a while. Then the next batch of yarn she brought me is this yarn. Hold this up there, if you can. I gotta get it to where it'll zoom in there. That's better. Now, Minnesota has, at the Mall of America, and then I know they have another store as well. See, and now I lost my place on that one. But it's at Knit and Crochet Stores, and there's an S on the end of it. Knit and Crochet Stores. And they once in a while donate yarn to this foundation for people to make blankets to donate. And they donated this yarn. This is called Denim Fantasy Originals. It's I don't know how to pronounce this. It comes through Shashanayr or something. And they have maybe been a company since 1822. But it's 80% acrylic, 20% wool. And I see you can find them on Facebook. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to look that up. And it's got a real kind of a neat fabric-y strip on it, like a ribbon on it to hold this. These is like a donut shape to hold it together. So I don't remember how many of these she brought me. I think she brought me like 16 of them. I did not use all of them, but I made a really big blanket. I'm going to return the unused ones to her. We're going tomorrow. That's why I'm trying to get this video done tonight. And this blanket here, I just did a V-stitch for it. I don't even know if I really have to stand up. But I just did a V-stitch, and then I just did, again, like a double crochet or a half double crochet border on it. But it's just a nice V-stitch blanket pattern. And then see that dark spot? There's some spots in the yarn. Like here's a lighter one, which is white. You'd be working with it and you'd get this white spot or a dark spot. But yeah, and it's a nice warm, heavy, heavy blanket. So that's that one. And then I made one other blanket. I'm going to turn around and grab it. And for this blanket, now I questioned her because, well, this one yarn had wool in it, and the original Karen cakes is what I used for this other, you can't ever tell there. This other blanket I'm going to show you now. And I asked her about it because it's 20% wool, and she said that yes, that's okay to use. And so I just wanted to make sure. Now I just took and used Karen cakes. And it's just a Mod Podge of colors of blanket, and I let the cakes go. And then when it ran out, I just added another cake on it just to make a fun, like scrappy looking blanket. And then I did a reversed crab stitch for the border. And the blanket itself, you can kind of see it in this part better. I think it's upside down. I did a spike stitch pattern on it. And I had the sheet printed out where I got the pattern, and I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it, of course. You get so organized that you're too organized. But yeah, you see how it's a spike stitch? The spike is the part that goes down here. So it's just a spike stitch. But it was fun because you just, when you ended one cake, or it changed colors. But I just went with the flow. I didn't change it at all. I didn't color control or anything. And then I just did, I should have turned another light on, I guess. But this is just a reverse crab stitch for a border. I'm going to knock other things off as I get done there. So yeah, so that's 3 blankets that I'm going to take with. We have a family Christmas tomorrow in the same town that this foundation is based out of, their houses. And we've been there one other time to drop blankets off. So I asked her if we could drop some off tomorrow. And she said absolutely. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow, either before or after our family Christmas. So I think that's it. Whew. That was a workout, kind of. Those blankets are heavy. Let me look at my pictures here to see if there was anything else, and I don't think so. One more thing. Every month they do a Angel of the Month, and for November I was the Angel of the Month. So I'm going to just put at the end of the video here, I'll just put a picture of what they do to promote, say that you're the Angel of the Month. So that was kind of fun. I think that's it. I will add those few pictures in here in the certain spots of the video, and I'll get this put out. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you watch other Pete's Blankets of Hope and Warm Up America. I've got a video coming up with that too. Yeah, I hope you enjoy them and just enjoy watching what I've made for both of those programs. So have a great day and have a good Christmas. Merry Christmas. I won't be getting another video on. Not that I get them on very often anyways, but as I always say, enjoy your craft, whatever craft it is. Have a good night, and we'll see you guys next time.